I've been coaching since 2013 and I've used the same CV template for 10 years. This was before AI, before the widespread use of application tracking system, and it's pretty much helped to remedy a really common CV mistake that I see. So people will book one-to-one calls with me, which I still really enjoy. I've always really enjoyed coaching. And sometimes they'll book a call just to go through their CV, basically because they are applying for lots of jobs and nobody's getting back to them. So they're like, I watched your videos about CV, but now I want you to look at it personally, and that's absolutely fine. And a common CV mistake that I see people make is they say, well, should I write in sentences or paragraphs? Am I writing the right things? And it's like, do you understand how CVs work? Because this is a much better question. And this is also something that nobody really explains, right? In my opinion. So when I've observed other career channels, barring a few, most of them will be like, here's, the best resume that you can write. Well, I mean, is there a best resume? There's a resume which is most tailored to the job description. So that's kind of the first thing to start off from. You want to imagine that there is a person out there who wants to find somebody to do the job. Now, they're not advertising the job because they've got nothing better to do. They are in desperate need of somebody to provide economic output and capital for their business. So they sit there and they write a job description. Now, very often the job description is a wish list, and this is subject of many, many memes, and people will be like, how am I meant to know these 27 different things? This is ridiculous. Well, you're not. A job description is really just a wish list. So it's like, here's all the things that I do that I would like someone else to do. Now, the chances are very small that you're going to find somebody like that. To be honest, if you could find somebody who can do like 20% of the things which make up 80% of the outputs, or the 80-20 rule, then that's a good deal. And then you put this out into the world. People see the job description and they write a CV and they apply to the job. Now, first of all, your CV probably isn't going to be seen by a human. Maybe not until the final stages of the application process. So for graduates, that would be an assessment centre or final interview, and for professionals that might be the second or the third round of interviews. And that's why one of the most asked questions in interviews is, tell me about yourself, because contrary to popular belief, that person hasn't spent the whole day poring over your CV. You're just literally the 115 that they've got to fit in with 12 other interviews that they've got to do, because you're just another job to them. Not being funny. And it's not that you're not special and different and really awesome, you're just another job. And imagine the feeling that you would have if you had to sit there and do 13 interviews back to back in one day. It's pretty tiresome. Like, I've been there, I've done it. And I'll generally ask people, I say, tell me about yourself. I'm just like, I haven't even looked at your CV. Who are you, right? Which is a really good opportunity to make a good first impression. So therefore, your CV is really just about matching the job description as closely as possible. Now, there is now software that you can use to do that. Something that I've mentioned before is something called JobScan. But really, what I like to do, and you'll find it in the free template down below in Application Success Secrets, is if you just, after every job and every extracurricular experience, you have, here's the key skills that I learned. You can just quickly and easily amend these for the job that you're applying for. You don't really have to amend the bullet points. You don't have to amend the modules that you did, because, and this is something that came up in a consultation that I have today, what you want to do is you want to massively reduce the friction that it takes to create a high quality application time after time after time. Now, when somebody talks about writing a CV, pretty much everybody hates writing CVs. It's not just you, right? So what you don't want to do is create a situation where you're having to rewrite a CV, and that takes 20 minutes, half an hour, so you're trying to rewrite each of the sentences so that it fits for the job description. Dude, you're not going to do that, right? You're going to absolutely hate it, and subconsciously you're going to start avoiding doing the thing which you hate, because we're all like that. We don't really like pain. So we're just going to go, oh, actually, no, I'm just going to watch Netflix. I'm just going to go out with my mates. I'm just going to sit here and respond to messages on WhatsApp for the next 30 minutes. So by adding in this key skills learnt, the way that I learnt this was in 2014, I was working solely with Chinese students, right? These were young, very rich Chinese graduates who wanted custom one-to-one help for finding a job in the UK. And they hated writing CVs, hated it. So I thought, right, how can I make this as easy as possible so we can write the CV with them, And then every job that they're applying for, they'll just look through the job description, they'll find the key skills and responsibilities and just amend those key skills. So when you submit the job to the job description that's being advertised, the application tracking system, the algorithm will go, Steve is a 70% match, proceed. Whereas if you're not customizing and you're just sending the same CV over and over again, however hard you think about writing the CV, which is basically thinking that a person is going to look at your CV, it just won't be a good match. Because how else are they going to match to the job description? How else would they be able to distinguish between thousands of CVs from people, if not by using an algorithm that's looking to match particular keywords? So this is a really common mistake with CVs. I guarantee if you put this into practice, you're going to get more interviews. If you want to watch a video where I talked about this for free, there's one which is called Double Your CV Response Rate in 30 Minutes. Enjoy.